Hey, how do you hire for a fully remote team without making costly mistakes? What surprises people who switch from an office life to remote work? And how can you trust someone you've never really met in person? Find out all about the recruitment, onboarding, step by step, everything we've learned so far, especially now that we have hired two new people to our all remote team at Nosby. And joining me today at our No Office podcast, episode 77, it's Magda. Hi, Magda.
Hi everyone, hello again. Indeed, we are going to tackle a very interesting topic today, online recruitment, which can be really practical for both people who are working online and remotely like us at Nosby, but also for people who are working from the office, but want to make their life easier and hire people online without face-to-face meetings, just to save some time, save some resources, make everything more optimized.
Yes, and the idea for this episode was because of that, like because we just hired two new people to our team. We went through the whole recruitment process. Uh, we already had some ideas what to do and what to look out for, but we still improved our process while we were doing it. So we thought, now that we've just done it, it's great to just share it with everyone. So that's why um, uh, I think it's a great idea to show you that it is possible to recruit people you've never met, and there is a process to this madness, or there is a structure for this madness, or there is a recipe for this madness and for this thing.
Yeah, and we would like to share with you everything that we know and that we experienced. Yeah, let's get to the point because there's so much to say, and
Yeah,
we want to try to
w-
make it in 1 hour.
it will try to make it in 1 hour, but it's going to be hard. So yeah, and especially for a uniquely, I mean, we've been running our company remotely for the last 18 years, like for the whole entire lifespan of the company. So we have many anecdotes, also many stories, uh, especially from before COVID, which COVID was a trigger to start treating remote work or home work from with a little more respect. But now, because of that, some companies, or many companies, are doing the RTO, so return to office, and
Mhm.
some people don't want to return to office full time. They appreciate the hybrid work, or remote work, and especially the better people, the experts. They feel that they can choose where they want to work, and they choose companies that don't force them to go to the office. So that's also one of the reasons we think this episode is very relevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we can start from saying why remote recruitment is better and why it's so really good to hire people not only from your district, from your town, from your city, but from the whole world.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
So
basically you can get people from anywhere in the world, which is amazing. Like before that, you had to, like, and I always remember, when I started Nosby, and I was impressed by the Silicon Valley, and all these startups and the Silicon Valley mindset of doing all these things.
mhm.
And then I heard one of the investors from Silicon Valley saying, I invest in all the startups in the world as long as they are within 20-mile radius from me.
Yeah.
So exactly not what I was hoping to hear. So this is exactly the contrary. I can hire to Nosby anywhere from and anyone from anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
Uh,
there are the best people for this position and not the best people from your district or from your city.
exactly,
The
exactly.
potential is so much bigger.
Yeah,
Um,
and something that I think is dear to your heart is that uh, by doing that, we bring opportunities for great work for people who don't want to move from their local communities, who don't want to move to a big city, who just want to stay when they are and they just want a more challenging job.
Yeah, this is so like socially healthy approach, because now everyone is moving to big cities and those mega policies are getting bigger and more horrible and more polluted and stuff like that. And by hiring, I think this is quote from you, Michael, in one of your presentations. You said that this is like supporting local communities, the communities from smaller towns or even villages. It's so great to stay there, to build this community with your cousins, with your neighbors, to be able to stay when where you grew up, and
And
not be forced to move away from your roots, from your family, from your close ones.
yes, and I actually practice what I preach. I live in a small city. I don't live in the capital of any big country. I live in a small city, and yeah, and I run my company, our company, from this place. And I am very involved in the local community. And people in the local community don't even, very often they don't even know what Nosby is or what I'm actually doing. But I get to do it. I get to run the company from here. So
Mhm.
that's really uh, a big deal. And throughout our history, we've had situations where we hired somebody who uh, who was being recruited by the biggest companies from the capital of Poland, from Warsaw, but he never wanted to move. And when we offered him our job and told him that he doesn't have to move anywhere, he accepted it, and many years later he's still with us. And um, and some people also, inspired by the fact that they work with us and they can work from anywhere, actually moved from bigger cities to smaller cities, to closer to their family. So it's like this ideal adjustment of your work life balance and of your lifestyle.
Yeah, talking about your lifestyle, I can share the story of my life. That when you hired me at first, I live in the capital, so yeah, but you don't, so we didn't meet anyway. But at some point, I wanted to move to to the village and to the village abroad, and I could do it, and it was so convenient, and I never had to be the, I don't know how to say it in English. I didn't have to migrate for money because I already had my job. And when people there asked me, "Oh, so you came here for work because you are from Poland?" And I said, "No, I have a job." "Oh, you have a job here in France?" And I said, "No, I have a job in my in a Polish company." And they say, "Oh," and I was already, like treated maybe a little bit better by those local patriots.
I remember our conversation when you asked me, "Hey, Michael. So first of all, uh, let's go back. Um, I hired you because you came with a like a very big recommendation from a friend of mine, and she told me basically, you will be fool not to hire her. So I wasn't the fool, so I hired you, and 12 years later, and eh, but then second, you said that you didn't like this arrangement that we're going to work remotely, but then after a few months, you said, "Oh, I'm gonna." I never I always want to live in France. And I remember I asked you just one question, Magda, do they have internet in France? And that was the only thing I was concerned about. And apparently they did have internet in France. So great.
So online working remotely and recruiting remotely really pays off. Um, Next point that we wanted to tell you, to convince you, is the way you can, when you hire online, you can already see how the person communicates in writing, because all you do is exchanging emails or exchanging some messages, so you can see how they formulate sentences, what's their style, whether they are responsive or not. Do you have to wait 3 days for their response, or they will reply to you within 3 or 4 hours, which you expect when you think someone wants and really cares about working with you. So yeah, the test is really simple, and I think it might be even easier than in this traditional process where when people wait for a long time for meetings, face-to-face meeting with manager. Mm, yeah, especially for us, it's very important because in Nosby we communicate only in writing practically. So that's a very, very important topic for us.
Yeah, completely. Here we have a comment from our listener saying that that they don't meet their clients; they have all met them virtually, and this is how I meet with our Nosby clients. I schedule regular coffee meetings with our clients, and I talk to them face to face virtually. And I can talk with Sarah from Texas, USA, and I can talk with somebody else in Poland, and another Michael in Poland or somebody else. Like, it's so convenient, and the same goes with hiring online. The thing is that sometimes, I mean, what we have found out is that, as I mentioned in the beginning, very often the top people who know their worth are getting more picky about their work and about how they work, because they know that they can get good work anyway. So they really like the agency that remote work gives them, the flexibility, the adapting to their lifestyle. But
Mhm.
sometimes it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes people want to work for us just because we work remotely, and I'm sorry, but in sorry, not sorry, but I'm hiring you for this job, so to so you together with me can bring Nosby to more people. This is the job. The remote part is just the tool. It's just the way it works, but it's not
Mhm.
the goal. The goal is not to work remotely. The goal is to do the work, and that's sometimes confusing for people. But yeah, but this is how you should. That's why you should really communicate what you want.
Mhm. Yeah, and if you want to get more arguments apart from what we mentioned, you can read Michael's chapter of Michael's book, No Office. It's available for free online. It's chapter 23, as far as I remember. Everything about online recruitment.
Yeah.
Okay. Next thing that we wanted to say is what are we looking for, and what skills, what qualities are essential, are must-haves for people who want to work remotely and who want to take part in this kind of recruitment.
Yeah, so the must-have traits are like I mentioned agency, but it's like independence, being able to be self-motivated, self-discipline, like being able to work despite not having to go to an office and not seeing other people work, uh, without that you are motivated enough and excited about the work that you can work independently yourself, and you can schedule your tasks yourself. You don't depend on us telling you exactly what to do. So and this
So
is
being like proactive and involved in the
yes.
company's mission, not just waiting for indicating, okay, now do this, now do this. Okay, I see you have finished that, so maybe now you can move on to that. It's
I,
like
s- I said in
remote
the
work.
beginning that in this episode we will give you lots of practical advice, but also some anecdotes from our past. So one of the anecdotes I have for this is we were hiring for an Android developer, a person to help us with our Android Nosby app, and at that time our Android app was not really that good. I mean, it was good, but that it was missing some key features like good widgets and some others, support for Android native things. So we got a recommendation for a talented developer, and
Mhm.
we just gave him basically access to our Android code. And we said, like, look at the code. Could you just look at the code? We don't have time for you now. In a week or so, we'll let you know what we want from you, right? So a week later, we sent him list of things that we wanted them to do for the Android app, and he was like, yeah, I already did all that. So is there anything else you want me to do? And we were like, what? And he was like, yeah, you gave me access to the code, so I just fixed it. And we knew then,
Amazing.
oh, okay, so we want this guy. Like we want a person because
That's
he
the
can.
type.
it's the type of person, like he can learn always, better coding skills or whatever, but this kind of attitude, this kind of proactive attitude, seeing the code, seeing what's wrong with it and just fixing it, just and the eagerness to do it, like this is something that we definitely look forward to and look
Yeah.
for.
You also mentioned self-discipline. It's very important. We mentioned that many times, that working from home requires some I don't know, like strengths to
Yeah,
avoid the temptations of not working because nobody's watching you actually. So yeah,
yeah,
self-discipline, being able to organize your time, to get up in the morning, start working, and do your job, not make 1000 breaks and cheat a little bit because you can. No.
yeah. I mean, this is something that people are kind of, also this is something we'll mention later, but um people are surprised when we hire that, we tell them explicitly, like, guys, we are not going to install any keyloggers or any special software on your computer. We will not install webcams in your home office, like none of that. Like, we give you a credit, we get it, we gave you the benefit of a doubt, we give you trust, we give you a big credit of trust, and we just, hope that you will not void the trust, that you will actually um, give it back to us as well, like, and this has worked very well for us. And I think, like, in the end, people prefer to work in a trusted environment,
Oh yeah,
and
of course.
that's why I want people to work in this kind of environment, and I give them trust. And if they fail to do it, well, then we got burnt this one time, and that's it. And we got burnt several times over these 18 years, but not many times. Usually people, when they get the trust, they also they
They feel the
they,
responsibility. They
yes,
take it. Yeah. And what's interesting, what's amazing even, there is no one type of person. We are all so different in Nosby.
yes,
Like, there is not like we are all introverts or we are all extroverts or we are all very well organized people, doing planning and doing everything according to the plan. No, Michael and I, we are like extroverts and kind of chaotic people. There are other people who are more introvert. There are people who are just so, but they have, like, everyone, each one of us has something, but in the end we all manage to stick to the remote work. So there must be something that connects us in a
yes,
way.
completely. And so that's why it's, remote work is not suitable for everyone. Some people do need this, they have to go to the office, they have to get this kind of, I don't a motivation from the outside, but it's not people that would work with us. So that's why when you prepare the hiring process, which we'll talk about it now, um, you have to mind these things, and you have to mind these, put the steps into the progress into the process, to make sure that you catch the people who are like you want them to be.
Although there is no one type. So
Exactly,
there are
exactly.
just traits and skills,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you don't have to eliminate people who are not certain type. Okay, recruitment process at Nosby. We've we've created it a long time ago, and we are just tweaking it
Yeah.
every time we start a new recruitment process. Lately, we run two: one for developer and one for customer support.
Yes.
We were doing them at the same time, so that was
Yes.
really intensive. But because we have this great strategy, it wasn't so exhausting. So first, we really pay a lot of attention to creating the job description, the ad.
Hmm.
We put a lot of details, what we expect, what we can give, what we can offer, what are the details of the post that we are offering, what's the salary that we are offering. We try to list everything just to have people ready and have everything ready for them.
Yeah, completely. The idea is that, um, it's the first assignment, basically. When you send us your CV and motivational letter, or
Mm.
cover letter, as they call it, um, we want to make sure that you have read our job description, and sometimes they haven't, and we can see that they haven't. So it's like kind of the first exercise. We want to make sure that you are able to read exactly what you're applying for. And the cover letter, like I really like the approach by 37 Signals, that they also require a cover letter. um, People are like, sometimes are against it, saying, you cannot send so many CVs and have cover letter, individual cover letter for each company. But
But
is
you have
your
to.
but you have to, because like, what's your, like, if you're looking for a job, do you want any job, or do you want the job for you? So if you want the job for you, if you want any job, keep sending your CVs and maybe something will catch.
Yeah, and you can count on some luck.
Exactly. But if you want this job, uh, we would really appreciate you having put, a few minutes of effort into, searching up and seeing, what we are, what we do, what we stand for. Read the job description carefully, and write why you're a match, why you think you are a match, and you would like to work with
And
us.
what you can offer, what you can give to why we should hire you.
Especially now in these days, companies like ours, we have no social presence, so it's really hard to know about us. Like, we have no social presence, no Instagram, no LinkedIn, no nothing. I'd never post anywhere, so it's really hard. I'm just kidding, of course we post everywhere, so it's really easy to know who you're applying, for. Again, we have this anecdote. We have like our QA and, kind of product manager right now at this point, Kamil. He used to work for Samsung, so a much bigger company than Nozbe. I don't know if you heard, Nozbe has 15 people, and Samsung has, I don't know how many thousands. So yeah, a little bit, smaller company. And his father said, "Hey, I think you're crazy. Why are you applying for this job in this small, guy who works on the internet? Like, why do you want to work for
Nobody
this?
knows this
Yeah, for
company.
this, why do you want to work for this Michael guy?" And he sent to his father one of the interviews with me, and he said, "Yeah, because I want to work the way he does. I
With
want to
these
work
values.
with these values." And his father was, "Okay, if that's what you want." And uh, we've been working ever since. And that's the thing. Um, it's easy to find an ideal company for you. It's easy to find a company, and of course, sometimes maybe you're unlucky. You're not going to get there on the first try, but it's good to know which companies you would really like to work with.
Mhm. Yeah, and then to get really involved in the process, and show the people there that you really care. Also, I think, we are a small company and we do everything so personally, and we take everything so personally. But I can imagine that maybe people who are not attaching those personalized motivate cover letters, maybe they are kind of discouraged by the recruitment processes in other companies that are totally, like dehumanized. There are probably, first there is just the robot or AI who is reading the CV in search of the keywords, then there is a lady from human resources who is doing some pre-selection. Probably people are aware of that. Maybe that's why they are not attaching the cover letters when they are applying through those portals, the special recruitment portals that we used for recruiting.
Yeah, I mean, we
um,
post the ad on our blog, so to give a chance to our users and listeners to also see that we are recruiting, and maybe send over to friends who are looking for a job. But also we use these portals that give us access to, for a fee. They give us access to many people who are looking for jobs, and this is where
Nos
actually NOS
became.
comes very handy. So today we will not run any ad for Nozbe for you. Just Nozbe, we will show you how Nozbe is a big part of our recruitment process, and how it helps, especially Magda. Magda is coordinating the recruitment at
Assisting.
Nozbe. Yeah, so Magda is assisting at everything here in this company. We wouldn't be able to live without her. So and when it comes to recruitment, she's also there as well. I wouldn't be able to podcast without her. So there we go. And the the thing is that Nozbe plays a key role because our app has this amazing feature which people love, and not only us, but like lots of our users love, is the fact that you can easily send email to any place in Nozbe and convert it into a task. So you have a unique email address, something something at nosby.email, and you can have it for the entire account. This way, the task will come to your single tasks. You can generate a unique email address for your project or for a
Yeah.
section in a project or even for a task. It's
Yes. And
like
even to the comment of a task,
exactly. So it's
everywhere, like every tiny little spot in Nozbe has their own email address to which you can send email, like the thing that you want to send it from your
so
inbox.
Magda, tell us how you're doing. When you're posting a job offer on these portals. What do you do to make sure that it goes smoothly?
First, we have our template in Nozbe that is the stages of our recruitment process. So first, I create a project. In this project, I create sections. The first section is called new candidates. Then there is the next stage, which is the candidates who we accept after reading their CVs. Then there is the section where we move candidates, or where we gather the candidates who we want to send the form. I will explain everything later, and so on and so on. So we have the stages. And first section, new candidates. Of course, I can generate an email address to this section, and this email address I type where they expect an email address from in this portal. Yeah, they also, oh, give us your email address and we will be notifying you whenever a new person applies, and we
Yes,
will send you their CV. And that's what we do. We give them email address to Nozbe, and this way, magically, we gather all the new applications as separate tasks in the
automatically.
section new candidates. Every task already has the name and the surname of the candidate, and it's perfect. It's ready there, ready,
Yeah,
waiting for
it,
us
it,
to add things as in comments.
it gets even better than that. So you have a new task with the name of the person. Then you have any comment that they wrote. You have this as a comment to this task, and
If
also
they
their
attached
CV.
CV, yeah.
If they attach CV, the CV is as a PDF also attached to this task. So everything is in there. So basically, all the heavy lifting, all the administrative work is being done for you. You don't have to forward this email address somewhere or mark it or do any kind of voodoo with it. Like the email is being converted automatically to a task, and we have it there, and we can start the recruitment from there.
Yeah, and it's already ready and structured because we have this task devoted to the person, and we can continue gathering all the information and files and all everything that we will want to know about them for the continuation of the recruitment process. And I just love it. It's so easy. It makes things so nice, and it's a pleasure. Then when we read the CV and we like the candidate, we move him by drag and drop. The task goes to the next section called
Mhm,
I don't know, like stage 2, or let's send the form to this person, because
mhm,
the second stage is the Google form. We prepare a very simple form in Google environment for free, where we ask people additional questions just to get to know them better, not only what they included in their curriculum, but also uh, why they want to work here, what's their past experience, everything we want to know. And also, we already start maybe to test them in terms of the position they apply for. So maybe we ask them how would they reply to an email from a client, or which technology they would use for this and this IT problem. We already start to examine their skills.
yeah, and this form is very personalized for this particular job offer. So we don't have like a generic Google form. We create a new Google form for each kind of recruitment process. And the idea also is this: many people automatically send their CVs. Maybe they haven't even bothered to write a cover letter, But now we ask them to fill out this form. So if they fill out this form, it means they really, you know, they're more engaged and they really want to apply for this job. If they ignore the form, we know that they are not, a match.
And also, this is already a way for us to see how, I don't know, how involved they are and how much they care. Because if they just reply with one word, or they just, you see how what their responses are. If there's just one word or a short sentence, you see they don't really, maybe they don't care. But if they explain things, they are enthusiastic, they want to boast a little bit, they want to show how good they are and how much they fit to the position, that's already a good sign.
And especially that
Mhm.
as I understand, you actually, because you write these emails, separately, not in Nozbe, but separately through email to them,
Mhm.
but then you paste their responses in our comments. So
The Google Form application
mhm,
gathers all the responses in a separate file, and
yeah,
each set of responses has their own link. So
yeah,
what we do is we copy the link to the set of responses by a certain candidate, and we not manually paste it to this task so that
hmm,
other people can click on the link and
yeah, and see
see
the responses.
how they replied. Mm, Also, I forgot to mention that when I sent an email to the person asking them to fill out this form with the link to this form, I always ask them at the end of the email, okay, it's hello, this is Magda of Nosby. Thank you so much for sending your CV. We really liked it. We would like to get you to know you better. So please fill out this form. And as soon as you are ready, please let us know so that we know that we can check the responses. This is the small thing, but for me, it's very important if people read it and then if they actually write me, oh, Magda, thank you. I've already wrote my responses. Many people don't do it, and I don't know how to interpret it. Or they just don't care, or they didn't read the email carefully, although it was so short, or they don't give. I don't know. For
Hmm,
me, it's already a sign that I don't want to work with this person. Maybe
hmm.
it's a mistake. Maybe I'm too mm, strict, but for me, it's the first red flag.
Exactly, because you wrote them a short email and with clear instructions, and
Mhm.
the way they respond to is the respond to you is important, and especially because in the future you will have to work with them, and you will have to work with them to be able to send you clear answers to your questions via comments in tasks in Nosby, and you want to make sure that they do it in timely manner, and then they do it, and then they actually read your comment and reply to it.
And they take time to reply. And
Yeah.
also, like effective communication in Nosby requires giving mentions, and then when you mention someone, the other person should say, okay, Roger, at, and then the username of the person who delegated the task to you.
Mhm.
So that's how it works at Nosby, and I want to be sure that this person will be responsive.
Completely. No, and then after we've gotten the responses in the from for the Google form, then we have, it depends on the situation. When we uh, if in the form some questions were kind of like homework, like a little bit of test, then we straight away invite the best answers for an interview with the supervisor, so with the person who's actually doing the hiring. So in the
Yes.
hi-
So
in
the
the in,
task by drag and drop, it's moved to the next section called uh, invite to the online meeting with uh, the manager, with the future manager.
Mhm.
How do we do this?
Yeah. So also, and also you mentioned the supervisor. So for example, like if it's hiring for if we're hiring for customer support role, then Ivona, the head of customer support, is the one who will do the interview. If it's for technical role, then Tom, our CTO, he will do the conversation. Or in that case, for example, we were doing a hiring for a front end developer, so Tom was very often doing the interview with the other front end developer. just to make sure that we got everything in common.
What else I wanted to say? How do we run those online meetings? There are two ways. For me, the better one is number one. Number one is we provide the candidate with a Calendly link, the link to our calendar, online calendar, allowing them to choose the best day and time for them. I prepare an email. Hello, we really liked your responses. We would like to invite you to an interview. It will take place on Zoom. Here is the link. No, first choose the date, and then once you choose your date, please let me know. Again, I do the trick to check if they are responsive. Once they choose the day, they will receive the confirmation email from Calendly, which will give them the link to the Zoom room. I will also double send it just to make sure they get this link. So I write the second email. Thanks for signing up. Here is the link for the Zoom room, and also I'm trying to prepare the person with whom they will be talking, about what they will be talking, what will be the topic, in what language they will be talking. So I want to, to make it
To make sure
at
that they know.
least stressful as it's possible, and so help them prepare themselves. And yeah, then the other way is the traditional way. So to just negotiate the good date that works for both the manager and the candidate. That requires more work and more time, but apparently some people find it more elegant way, maybe.
Yeah, but for example, if you want to schedule a live demo of Nozbe with Magda, all you have to do is go to nozbe.com/demo and then choose what you want to talk about, and then you can choose from Magda's calendar in Calendly. And this is how it works, and we prefer it that way. Also, when I talk to my to our Nozbe customers, I also basically send them my calendar availability. This way they can choose when they want to talk to me. Just recently, one of the clients wrote me an email and he wanted to discuss something. I just sent him the calendar, and he checked it out, and he chose a date like 3 weeks in advance, like 3 weeks later. It's fine. It means that they're busy now and they want to do something, they want to chat in 3 weeks, which is great for me. The idea is that this automated thing, you are avoiding the whole back and forth. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, like maybe this time, maybe this time. It's like lots of emails. And with a Calendly link, it's so easy because you just state your availability and then they choose one of
Yes,
these
it's
days.
optimized. It just saves us and the candidate so much time. So I think that
Completely.
maybe it's not so personal and elegant, but it's more economical and, I don't know, better.
Yeah, it's definitely better.
And so after the interview, there's a lot of work for the interviewer, because they have to write a report. How was the person? What was the vibe? Did they like them? What did they say? So that requires a little bit of work for the interviewer, but again, they note it as a comment in Nozbe, so that everyone involved in the recruitment process, they have access to it, they can read it, and they can, decide who is their favorite.
And two things to note here. First of all, as you can see, like, we've had all these steps. You send the CV, you send the cover letter, you answer the Google form. There's so many steps where you can fall out, which have nothing to do with the way you look, with the way with the way you're being perceived, because until that moment there is no way for us to know who you exactly are. So
Unless
and I
you
like it.
want and you provide a photo on your CV,
Yeah, but still, it's a
if you
photo on the
don't,
CV. It's a low res photo, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
So this way we are avoiding this bias. If we want to, if we like somebody's face, or if you like somebody's, I don't know,
we think they are young or they are old, we
attractive
can
or
have some
whatever.
presumptions.
Exactly. So we don't, or color of their skin or whatever. So we don't think about that. And second, I love it that it's all in the project in Nozbe, because I have, as the boss, I have the access to this project as well. And this way, when the interviews are, are being concluded, I am basically reading the comments, and until that point, I am not included in the recruitment process at all. So
Mhm.
even if people sometimes write to me on LinkedIn, "Hey, Michael, I'm applying for this and this job," I'm like, "Yeah, great," but I'm not judging them, or trying to influence the judgment of the person who's actually doing the hiring. Only
Mhm.
now, after the interview, um, I can be asked, or I can actually, give my judgment or give my impression uh, after the person has been talking to them.
That's right. After that, probably it's 10 up to 12 people maximum.
Yeah.
At this point, we invite them, we do more like further selection, and almost one before the last step is the task, that like the recruitment trial task, where we ask them to perform something similar to what they will be doing. So for our customer support, we asked people to reply to users queries. They were
Hmm.
actual queries from people from our emails. And for developer, we gave them some like
A project.
IT related
Yeah.
task,
But
but
we give them
not related to Nozbe.
exactly. So we give them a project that doesn't require of knowing Nozbe at all. It's a project that is very generic. They can use AI for it, of course, and people have been using AI for this a lot. But again, even if you use AI, we can see how you structure the code, how you name the files, how you put the files. Do you get rid of the excess code that AI gives you, or you just keep
Mhm.
it there because you're not bothered to actually clean it up? So we see all that. So even if you use heavily AI to code, um, there is lots of personality in the code that we can capture, and we can see. And then once from the test of programmers, we have the best results. We might do an additional interview just to talk about this code, because then we will know if really the code was created by AI and you have no idea what it was,
Yeah,
or
it can be created. The same with
yeah.
this customer service responses. I noticed that some of them just used ChatGPT to create those responses, but it's okay as far as you read it, double read it, and fix all the mistakes that
Yeah.
AI does, because it does.
In both of these things, in both of these situations, for customer support and for programmers in our company, we pride on these things. We pride ourselves in having great customer support, that are people who genuinely want to help you, as compared to our competitors who just send you generic emails or put an AI chatbot in front of you. We don't do that. We always say that you can always email Nozbe at support@nozbe.com or info@nozbe.com, and you can get a genuine response from a person who really wants to help you out. Um, as much also on that front, we have the Nozbe.demo with you, Magda, so nozbe.com/demo. And so that's why for us it's important that the person who's replying knows that, and knows that they are going to be replying to people and helping them out, and not just sending them generic responses and treating them like, like tickets. For us, customers are not tickets, they're real people, and real people using Nozbe to get their stuff done. So we have to make sure that Nozbe works for them. And the same with programmers. Like, we are programming Nozbe in an environment that, like, it's cross platform, but then it's tailored to each platform as well. So we want to make sure that our code is really clear, really easy to use, easy to later dig into, because when we add new features, we want to make sure how to add these features. So this clean code, a very good code, is very important, because we have just few programmers, and we want to make sure that our application is top notch, despite not being developed by hundreds of programmers,
Hmm. Yeah.
and runs smoothly on all the platforms. So again, as a spoiler, I have just purchased an iPhone um, to test the iOS 26, the iOS that is not being released yet, the new one that's going to be released in September. And I have beta beta version of the iOS on my on this other iPhone, and Nozbe works great on this beta software. And again, and it works super fast in this old iPhone. This is like a 2022 iPhone, which I bought refurbished on Amazon. And I'm really happy that it works so well. But it works so well because we really take care of the code to make sure that people with older iPhones can still go through thousands of tasks smoothly and quickly and get them done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So after this task, we, as Michael said, we might want to discuss again with some people who we are not sure about. But generally, that's the moment when Michael steps in and we schedule calls with, it's usually three, maximum three candidates, the top of tops, to see and to talk with Michael.
Yeah,
And
but again, I'm not doing the
Mhm.
choosing. I mean, they have,
Yeah.
people have chosen for me who
Yes.
I should talk to, and my job is to basically talk to them, about their doubts, how work at Nosby looks like. And actually, we are about to write a long blog post about how it is to work at Nosby. So I'm gonna write that very soon, and we'll link to it in the show notes once we have that post up on our blog. So stay tuned and subscribe for it. And also to answer the questions, and also to see how they feel, how these people, if there are people I would like to work with, if there are people that are trustworthy, and if I sense any kind of apprehension or any kind of thing that I don't like, or I don't appreciate.
Mhm.
So it's usually these people are, I mean, after so many steps in this process, usually these people are pretty straightforward. But sometimes I might have a thought or a doubt.
Of course, for the interview with Michael, we use the same method. So we send them the link to Michael's Calendly. And again, I ask them to confirm if they received it. Um, yeah, when we hire someone, we first, I think we can say that first we are engaged, and then we give each other 3 months until we make the decision if we get married or not. So the three
Yeah,
month long trial
engagement.
period to see if we like each other, if they like their job, if we see they are communicating asynchronously in a way that we need them to. These are 3 months for us and for them to make sure we want to get married.
Exactly. Basically, so it goes like this: that we hire for 3 months. After 3 months, we hire for a year, and then it's uh, there is no time limit anymore for the offer,
Contract.
uh, for the contract. So, and in these 3 months, the people always ask, how are you going to are you going to judge me? How are you? I'm going to be judged, and I'm like, you're not going to be judged. Like we won't be here, like thinking, let's say how we can judge you now. No, we'll be giving you feedback all the time. If we see that you do something, that we don't like, or that we find, questionable, we will tell you right away. And when we see that you have fixed it and you're not no longer doing that, it's great. This way you can see what we want. We can clearly tell you what we want, and on the other hand, we can see how you operate as well. So by the time the 3 months go up, we will have known if we are a match.
Yeah, people are curious because people are accustomed to certain ways of evaluation. In corporations, you have those KPIs. You
Yeah.
have to do some, like numbers, digits, amounts. And in Nosby, we are just trying to get along with each other and to show them how to do their job in the best way they can, without any strict, yeah, KPIs or
Mhm.
ratios. So people are very often shocked uh,
Mhm.
by the trust and by lack of control and by the lack of strict rules and KPIs.
Yeah,
And yeah,
we treat them as co-workers. Like again, I said it in the beginning. I'm going to repeat it, that we are working together to making Nozbe better for our customers. This is our job. This is what we are hired here to do, all of us. And I am here to make it better, you are here to make it better, and this new person is also to work with us. I really like in German language, when you call somebody employee, the name is, the German word for that is Mitarbeiter, which means Mitarbeiter, so co-worker, not
The person who
employee,
you work
co-worker.
with.
Exactly, the person
Hmm.
you work with, not the person who works for you. So that's why we work together with each other, and this is something that we also try to convey in this process.
Hmm. Maybe that's why people who come to Nosby after this online recruitment, they have kind of culture shock.
Hmm.
They react in various ways, but very often they are really astonished. They are positively surprised that there's no some monitoring tools that we install on their computers to see when they are logged in and when they are not. No cameras, no. They don't have to turn on cameras to for you to watch them working. Uh, we respect our time and focus, so we really are into this asynchronous communication. Mm, we don't call each other. We don't, say, please hurry, 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 quickly, quickly. We just send what we need, and we are patiently waiting for them to reply. Of course, we expect them to reply as soon as possible, but we don't ruin their focus time. We
Yeah,
have friendly atmosphere. We like each other, although we all work remotely. We don't see each other. We don't have this physical bond. I think we are really a nice bunch of coworkers, and maybe also because we don't see each other so much. We don't have so many occasions to gossip, to have some conflicts. Maybe also the atmosphere here is healthier.
completely. Like in that sense, we are very uh, like it's different. That's why I'm gonna write also this blog post to a little bit show how different that is. But um, on the other hand, this is how we want things to be. We want to work in a trusted environment. We want you as a part of our team to work your best work, your best job. Um, to give your best to this team without sacrificing your life, without sacrificing your personal life, and that's the main job. That's why we also have the Fridays, the Mighty Fridays, where we do the weekly review and then uh, improve ourselves. Like we study things, we catch up on things. So it's different, and the thing is that sometimes it doesn't work out because sometimes the people are used to something, the old habits die hard, and they prefer to have a different environment, which
Yeah,
is not.
they were attracted and seduced by this remote work. They thought that maybe, wow, I won't have to spend so much time in commute and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But then, really, some people are just not, I don't know, intended or designed to
yeah,
work
sometimes that,
remotely.
it's different, and sometimes people don't like it, and it's fine, it's okay, but
Sometimes they don't like it, and sometimes we see that that's not a good fit, and they are
yeah.
kind of maybe cheating, or they are not so involved and so well organized and self-disciplined as we wished they were.
Yeah, completely. And so, that's why these first 3 months are very crucial. Like after you've hired the person, to make sure that, and if you see that doesn't work out, and that even if you give feedback and things still don't work out, um, you have to make sure that, you then make a decision. Okay, this didn't work out. Yeah, we have, spent so much time on the recruitment process. Yes, we chose this person, but this person is not a match. Let's cut our losses now, and then maybe go back to the drawing board. Maybe ask somebody who was number two and ask them to step
Yeah,
up
we
to step
often do
up.
this. Hmm.
Because in the end of the day, you don't want a person working with you who is not 100% committed to the work and 100% committed to the team. um, Also, the thing is that we try to do the recruitment process um, in such a way that by the time most of the 3 months are gone, are done, we have our nosby meeting, so we have our nosby reunion, so this way this person can meet us in person. that there is a reward at the end of this journey, that we go out, have a whole week to ourselves in a nice hotel, in a nice place, and we hang out together, so they can get to know us. We try to schedule recruitment processes in this way, that after we've hired them and they stayed on for the 3 months, they can meet us, and we can meet each other as well, but we can meet them especially, and we can see that, and we can be surprised. So actually you look like this, because through video I thought you were shorter, or taller, or whatever. So you actually get to know them in person, because again, we are working together. We are people have emotions, have feelings, and they also want to be part of something, and they want to know who they work with, who's behind the avatar. So that's why it was a conscious choice to have the recruitment process now in the spring, because we know that in October we'll have our NOSBI reunion.
Yeah, that's true. So what? I think we are ready to wrap up and to just summarize what we said. We really encourage you to do the recruitment online. You can get a lot of time, save a lot of time. You can reach really great people from all over the world, not only the ones who are ready to commute to your office. Online recruitment also lets you already check whether people communicate well in writing, whether they are responsive, whether they know online tools. During the online interview, there's no really difference between online and face to face. So then you can check out their vibe, the how you feel around them. Of course, we encourage you to using Nosby for recruiting, because the process is so much easier, and it's fun to drag and drop the tasks
As they go
from
to as
one
they progress.
section. Yes, it's great, and in one task you have all the information, the comments from the person who do the interviews, the impressions of the future colleague who read their responses from the recruitment task. Everything is so well structured and so easy that you automatically know to whom you need to send a message that, okay, thank you, unfortunately we won't be hiring you, because we have tags that we use for that. And really it helps. Plus this feature that lets you import the things that usually would go to your email inbox, but instead they land directly in the section in Nosby. It's really magic.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
and the thing is that uh, so Nosby integrates very well with email. So on that side, as we mentioned, you can email to everything. Like recently, I had this situation where I was reading a long email, and I was like, okay, I have to do it. So instead of forwarding it to Nosby, the first thing I did, I opened Nosby and just added a task. And then I was like, yeah, but I actually want the information from this email in my task. So I clicked on the on task settings, got the email, forwarded this email to this task, and right away I had this. Like, it was so quick, and it was just like copy paste, send, go, and I had it. So like integrating with email is fantastic. And now you wrote a great blog post showing how also we have a Gmail add-on for for Gmail, Nosby email, Nosby add-on for Gmail. So basically, when you're going through your Gmail emails, you can have a Nosby add-on, and then you can use the Nosby add-on and add this email to your tasks. So it's just so easy. Now we have this integration with email that is just I would say unparalleled in the industry. Like many project management and to do apps have kind of integration, but I think our integration is really standing out, and our customers love it. And that's why I encourage you to give it a try, to try forwarding emails to Nosby, and try installing the Gmail add-on, and let us know how it went. Because I think this way you can really move off of email and then have all your tasks in one place.
Yeah, and this add-on, it works really nicely because you have the small icon on your right side of your Gmail, and you choose the email, you click on the icon, the add-on reads what's the email about, and you can send it to Nozbe with whether you want it with priority or not, with the deadline or not. It's so nice, and it's again, it's fun. You can just,
Yeah,
okay, it's actionable. I want to have it in my productivity system. Hop,
yeah, and you have it,
one click, and you have it there. So
exactly. And even if it was an email directed to basically to you, instead of,
mhm.
for example, very often I have an email that is sent to me, but actually I want Magda to deal with it. I'm not forwarding this to Magda. I'm just adding it to our tasks, and then I'm delegating this task to Magda, and then she can, like proceed from there. And this way,
Mhm.
we have the transparency of seeing, if Magda did it, when Magda did it, what was the answer. Like we have the whole process in Nozbe. So it's like um, Nozbe's purpose in a team is to help you not have any emails with your team members. So like Magda and I, we never email each other.
Yeah,
We
to
we
move the
send
whole internal communication to this
yeah,
structured system and not chaotic emails.
but with the email connection, you can have the emails coming in as tasks to your tasks, to your projects, to your sections, to anywhere you want.
Mhm.
And with the Gmail add-on, it's even easier. So make sure to check it out,
Mm.
and we think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, and coming back to the recruitment, I just wanted to add that don't be afraid to make it pretty complicated and complex, because the more work you do during the recruitment process, the less problems you will have after you hire the person. So don't be afraid to make it really in details, to put a lot of effort and a lot of time, because it's worth it.
Exactly, because it's worth to do recruitment right, to feel to let people feel that they are really appreciated, and then we really are reading their emails, we're reading their responses, we're reading their CVs, we are really not ignoring them or just letting AI choose randomly somebody. And then second thing, if you are searching for jobs, you should do your best to get to and not get discouraged if you, for example, got to a third, fourth step in the recruitment process in some company, because if you got there, it means you're worth a lot. And if you didn't get the job here, you got the job somewhere else. But don't stay encouraged, because we love that, and we appreciate you, even though sometimes we will might not choose you for this particular job.
Mhm. And what was the saying that you used to have some time ago? Hire slow,
Fire
uh,
fast.
fire fast. Yeah,
Yes, and then that's
that
why
that's
what I
that
said.
works.
In the first 3 months, you have to make a decision. You have to give feedback, talk to them. Be a little bit more in touch with them than normal you would, just to be able to figure out if they are a match. And that's why catch your losses faster. So that's why the first 3 months after hiring are so crucial. And uh, basically that's it. So how I hope this episode was valuable to you, and
If you
gave
want
you
to get more practical tips regarding to recruitment and Nozbe and using Nozbe for recruitment, don't hesitate to schedule a consultation with me online,
yeah,
and I will be happy to
nosby.com/demo.
show you how to do this.
Exactly. Magda will be happy to show you around. And here, Brandon from China is listening, and he said that they use several project management tools, but none of them Nozbe. So, Brandon, I think it's time for a change. And if you're Brandon and you're looking for a tool like Nozbe, also make sure to use our code to get Nozbe at a better rate. So, thank you so much, and see you and hear you in 2 weeks.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for being an amazing listener of the No Office podcast. Every other Wednesday, we meet to talk about productivity and hybrid lifestyle, because we believe that work is not a place to go, it's a thing to do. It's a special gift only to No Office podcast listeners. When you sign up for Nozbe using this link, nozbe.com/podcast, you'll get $30 of credits, which you can use to upgrade to Nozbe Premium. Nozbe helps thousands of smart business owners and their teams get their professional and private life organized in a single app in a simple way. And Nozbe is free for up to 3 active projects and 3 people on your team. So start today and claim your free bonus credits, which you will later need to upgrade to unlimited projects. Once again, thank you for being an amazing listener. Thanks for your support and for spreading the word about our No Office podcast and Nosby. See you and hear you in the next episode, and in the meantime, claim your bonus credits here.